My name is Riya Mehta. I am a senior majoring in Earth Systems and minoring in Spanish. So I was a fellow at the Landesa Rural Development Organization, or just Landesa, and they work to secure land rights for the rural poor. I was working with the organization's China team to help rewrite China's rural land takings law. What I ended up doing is a lot of comparative legal research, so looking at other countries and seeing how they had written their laws and how they had structured basically their rural land ownership systems. I ended up finding a really cool system of rural land ownership and transfer in France, and writing a long memo about that we shared with the Chinese government, which was really cool. Sometimes I was wondering, like, why am I doing all this research on France when I'm like trying to write a law help write this law for China? But I really learned and now believe in the importance of comparative research. Obviously every country operates in its own context, but I think that it's a really beneficial way to go about doing things, and it should be a component of every strategy. My second project was writing a brief on the links between secure land rights for female farmers and climate change mitigation. That is being presented right now at COP23 in Bonn, which is really exciting. Bringing women's land rights to the climate conversation is a really exciting thing for me to be a part of, and I'm really excited to see how that goes. I really loved getting into a very specific project. Like when I was researching French land laws, I would just get to work and just research French land laws all day and read lots of things in French and then translate them into English since I don't speak French. I just really enjoyed the academic community at Landesa. So we had a reading group and we met every Thursday during lunch. Someone would pick an article relevant to land rights in general, and everyone would spend the week reading it. We'd get together for lunch and just discuss. It was so incredible to have conversations about these issues with people who are experts on the subject. We would also have brown bag lunches where just a land tenure specialist would say, hey, I work on Myanmar, I'm gonna have this brown bag, bring your lunch, let's talk about Myanmar. I've always considered going to law school, which is not something you hear from most earth systems majors, but I'm really interested in policy around food and agriculture and land rights. I never really knew what that would entail. It was so fascinating for me to see the legal process at work. It's really cool to see how laws are written and how people think about making laws and how those decisions are made. The amount of foresight that goes into good lawmaking was really inspiring to me, and now really has me seriously considering law school. It really reinforced to me that this is the exact intersection at which I want to be working at. Apply. These kinds of experiences are really unique, and for example at Landesa, most of the other interns there were in law school. The only reason that I got to be there and the only reason that they allowed me to do such cool work. Sometimes I would be are you really gonna let me help with this? This is an established partnership between Stanford and government and Landesa, and there's precedent for other SIG fellows coming and working really hard and doing well, and so I was part of this lineage. There's so many different ways to work in policy. In some cases you don't actually get to do anything because bureaucracy. SIG fellowships are great because it's SIG has already put in all the effort of making sure that this is gonna be a good experience and you're gonna get meaningful work. And I think that I've definitely benefited from on day one I had a project, and how often does that happen in internships, you know?